What's up, WODprep? Coach CJ here. I just wanted to drop a little reminder of what's coming up. So we start our new phase on June 5th. This phase is going to run for 8 weeks, and this is our meat and potatoes of strength and gymnastics development. So those of you that have been with us, right, we went away from the squat, we went away from the heavy lifts, and so we kind of did some complex work, but for the most part, it was kind of more of the non-traditional, so the more GPP kind of stuff. And so what we're going to start seeing now in this next phase is more sports specific, right? So we were really broad. Now we're going to start to get more narrow in what we're doing. So we're going to go over what each day is going to generally look like. Okay. And this is just a reminder. We did this in our Q&A, but I wanted to get another video in here on Thursday and Friday just to have a little refresher. And so everyone is up to date. So Mondays, we will be squatting heavy, alternating between back squats and front squats. Okay, I'm sorry, squatting volume, alternating between back squat and front squats. Sorry, I'm reading here. It's kind of bright outside. We're going to continue focusing on a single leg knee flexion intensity. So we did some reverse lunges. Now we're going to do kind of step ups or Bulgarian split squats. And then we're going to see kind of, this is what we consider a heavy intensity day, but a lower intensity conditioning day. So we're going to see kind of this like just 5 to 8 minutes of work at moderate intensity, short rest and repeat for 30 minutes or so. And then accessory work is going to be our hamstring and core. Okay. Tuesdays, we're going to continue with our strict gymnastics, strength training. So strict handstand push-ups and strict pull-ups. You'll see that pretty much all year long, except maybe at the very end, just when we need to really prioritize some other contractions. We're going to go through a big bar complex, so a lot of kipping complexes, so kipping pull-ups, toes to bars, etc., staying on the bar, hammering technique with towel between the feet, tight positions, etc. We're going to start with some gymnastics positional hold work, which will continue into some gymnastics contraction work, okay? And then our workout on Tuesdays is going to kind of look like more like a functional bodybuilding ish, more of that kind of GPP stuff. And this is what we consider a low day, right? So you won't see things like barbell cycling or thrusters and your traditional like kipping gymnastics. You're going to really see that in the back half of the week. So Monday, legs are going to be super, super tired. So on Tuesday, it's kind of a low day, focusing on the gymnastics technique work, and then just getting some really simple kind of contraction, what we consider like muscular density, okay? Wednesdays, we're going to switch it up. We're going to really focus on something we usually don't focus on as a muscle snatch. Really, for a lot of us, just really get explosive through the middle, good lockout strength, and then we're going to work into some tall clean and tall snatch work. Okay, so we're going to alternate that between the weeks depending on how long that day is. You might see tall clean and tall snatches both on the same day. But it'll definitely be alternating weeks at least. Then we're going to focus on the first half of the phase on a push press, and then go into a push jerk, and we're going to focus on banded deadlifts for load the entire phase. Okay, I'm going to go back through this for compete for the extra stuff that they're going to do. Okay, and then Wednesday will be our power work. So this is another high day in the sense of the intensity will be way up. Okay. So the power work is going to be that sprint effort stuff. We're kind of limited when we talk about real power work by things like bike burpee, maybe a run, power cleans, maybe some dumbbell snatching, and like maybe some box jump overs. So we're going to start with that and see kind of how it works there. Thursday, we're going to start adding in just like an optional active recovery day. So that will be there for you guys to do just to kind of move through. We've had people ask for it in the past. So it'll look pretty much the same every week for the entire phase. We'll see who's doing it and how many people are logging. And so that'll be on every phase. All right, so then Fridays, we're going to squat for intensity, so for load, so singles. Then we're going to continue the strict gymnastics work, a lot of vertical pulling and pressing. And then this is where we're going to start to dig into our CrossFit stuff. So we're going to see very CrossFit type, open-ish type workouts. So 15, 12-minute AMRAPs or 5 rounds for time, gymnastics, barbell cycling, squat patterns, cycling, i.e. wall balls or thrusters or deadlifts, et cetera, et cetera. So we've kind of put a lot of parameters on what we condition with early in the season to kind of make sure our joints are feeling good. We've done that for 3 months now. Now it's time to kind of throw everything into the melting pot and just start to put it together. And so we'll start to really get some traditional CrossFit stuff in, right? And then the accessory work on on Fridays is going to be shoulders and I think shoulders and hamstrings. Okay. I think we just did shoulders today. Anyways, all right. Then on Saturdays, we're going to focus on our power Olympic lift. So we have Wednesday is more of a technique day, pulling under the bar and speed. And we did a good amount of cleans and snatches in the last bit for technique, but we're going to focus on really moving the load for power here. So basically each week we'll have a main lift we're lifting for load, right? So trying to get heavy touches at high percentages. Then the second lift will be one for volume, right? So this week or next week is power snatch for load, power clean and jerk for volume, right? Which is just going to be some percentage work with higher reps. And then in the workout, whatever we did for the load will be spidered into the workout, and you'll see that in both multi mixed modal pieces there. We're going to try and make sure we get some running in pretty much every week here on Saturday. So that's the phase. Intermediate will, be a little bit based. Will be 100% based on that, dropping some of the intensities and some of the complexity of the gymnastics, adding in some gymnastics here and there. Won't be too much different from RX, just lowering some of the skill level within some of the conditioning pieces, etc. Compete, the main difference you guys will see, it'll look exactly the same. We're going to increase some of the gymnastics complexity a little bit, but mainly it's going to be the volume. So on Mondays, we are going to do bike work. Wednesdays is going to be run conditioning. Fridays is going to be row conditioning. Okay. And so you're going to see those double sessions on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So if you guys are trying to figure out what to do between compete or RX, and the only limit that you have is, you're not getting all the work done in compete, just go to RX. It's fine. It doesn't matter. Compete is solely for those that have the time to spend and get a double session in up to 3 hours a day. Okay, so the sessions are going to be almost identical outside of that secondary work. Okay, if you're not recovering, you feel like you're fatigued, do RX. It's totally fine. Compete is solely for those athletes that feel like they have a good chance to make a semifinal. Okay, and for those athletes that have the time committed. Okay, so you can even feel like you have a good chance, but if you don't have the time, just do RX. It's the same thing. Okay, and so we don't want people coming in there and only doing a little bit of compete, right? I would rather you just go into RX, because when we don't see all of the people, we have people hopping in and out of compete. It's hard for us to judge who's in there, who's doing what, and like if we're writing the right program for that track. Okay, thanks guys so much. I hope all is well. Let's get after it. Enjoy the rest of your deload week. Okay, and let's hit the ground running on June 5th, Monday, for the next 8 weeks. Okay, and so it's time. Time to get strong. Time to get gymnasty. Time to get fit. See ya.